Hey guys, welcome to A Better Investment. Thank you for clicking on my presentation today. I would like to start by presenting you a situation. You and your two close friends are at the bar and you just ran out of drinks. Well, you want to order a pitcher of beer. Your first friend pulls out $5, your other friend pulls out $5, and you're just looking for the rest of the money to come up with. But as you look through your wallet, you seem to not be able to find any money. Well, sadly, you're gonna have to be sober for the rest of the night, and there's nothing you can do. However, I am here to inform you on a way that when the next time you guys go out to the bar, you will be able to have enough money so that you won't have to be sober for the rest of the night. This is a better investment on budgeting.
Let us begin.
Let's first determine how much income is coming in. If you are paid hourly, you will want to look at the past 4 months of your income, add them all together and divide by 4. That way you have an average income. If you are paid salary, then you already know how much comes in each month. Next step is going to be determining your expenses. Same thing, you will be looking at the past 4 months of your expenses, and you will be getting an average of how much you spend each month. Next, we will determine if you have a surplus or a deficit. Surplus means that you have extra money left over, and a deficit, that means that you are actually incurring debt and not bringing in enough to support your lifestyle. Obviously, these are average numbers, and we will be determining how much we need for each account based off these numbers. I want you to understand that this is only a guide on how you should spend your money, and that sometimes you will go over and sometimes you will go under. And the reason I have the average is so that we have a buffer zone, and hopefully you will be able to always come under and have a surplus.
So, in reality, if you are paid hourly or you are paid salary will determine if you actually could make your expenses or not. You see, if you are paid hourly, your hours could change, which means that you couldn't have as much money coming in, or you might not be able to make that hours that you need to make to cover your expenses. If you're a paid salary, then you know about what type of standard of living you should be living. That means you know how much is coming in and what you should be spending. So, besides that, it is still a good idea to try and make a surplus or a break even on your budget. Now, let's continue.
Let's start off by making some strong goals. You'll want to have some financial goals that are reasonable and realistic. This being, if you make $3,000 a month, you can't expect your income to just jump to $5,000 next month. Or if you have debt, you should pay that off before you start saving more. One good way to meet your financial goal is to live below your means. When you are spending your money less and you are using it more frugally, you will be able to put more towards other financial goals. So, what is a strong goal?
I stress that you need to make sure that your goals are realistic. Analyze how much you are spending and analyze how much is coming in. Also know how much is laying around, and then you can determine where that money should be best spent if you need to start saving for something or if you need to grow your retirement.
Strong goals are reasonable and realistic, but they are also prioritized to best suit your need and help you succeed at being financially free and literate. So what I mean by this is You should pay off debt first, then like grow your retirement account, save for college, and create a no shit account. So, let's say you have a lot of credit card debt. You'll want to pay that off before you start saving for a trip. Or, after you pay off your credit card debt, you'll want to set up an oh shit account. And I'll get to what an oh shit account is later. And after that, you might want to start putting up in money into retirement accounts. Well, let's see what a normal household would make based off Motley Fool.
Figure out what is most important in your situation. Do you need to pay off debt first, save for something that you know is coming up, or grow your retirement account?
I wanted to show you the average income and expenditure for an American family. This data comes from the Motley Fool and is from 2014. As we can see, the income before tax is $67,000 and after tax is $54,000. But to better determine where that money goes, we should take a deeper look. I would like to start out with the housing and transportation category. The reason I want to start out with this is because it makes up for 18K and 9K. 18K for housing and 9K for transportation. Well, these are a little bit harder to change because you can't change your mortgage on your house that easily or your loan payment that easily either. The next two accounts would be healthcare and personal insurance just because these are other accounts that are required by law. 43,000 for healthcare and 57,000 for personal insurance. So where are the areas that you could probably save more money? Would be groceries, which were 4K, and eating out, which was $2,800. The eating out is the biggest part I'm trying to show you. By not eating out, you could be saving a couple $1,000s. And when you limit your groceries to what you will eat, you'll be able to save money there. So now on to a little bit more obvious areas. Apparel, entertainment, and cash contributions, also all other expenses. These areas are where we could enormously spend less by just limiting our accounts to certain numbers that best suit our budget.
You know where you can spend less in, and what areas and accounts that you can spend less in, depending on what your situation is. And I know that in the beginning it's going to be hard, but it'll get used to it and it'll get to be normal for you, and you'll get used to not being able to spend that much, and it'll be a whole lot easier after a while.
To better determine where you can cut your spending, you must consider needs and wants. Needs are the things you can live without. Some examples are shelter, food, healthcare, clothing. Wants are the things you would like to have, your lifestyle choices. That new car or that new computer you really want, maybe upgrading your phone. These are the choices that are the wants. You must balance your needs and wants to better your budget, and it will help you keep to your budget easier.
So, there are areas that you know you can't cut spending in because it is vitally important, like housing and rentals, payments. But there are also other areas, like eating out and going to places that are for entertainment, that you could dramatically decrease.
Now that we have gone over some basics, let's start with your three main accounts. These are your checking account, your savings account, and your retirement account. So, the checking account will cover your everyday living expenses. These are Bills, gas, rent, and fun money. Stuff that you will spend on your everyday expenses. Your savings account is for recurring expenses. These are car maintenance, maybe haircuts, and savings also covers your oh shit account, which we will get to in a second. And then your savings will cover for things that you want. Finally, we will have your retirement account, and these are your 401k, your Roth IRA, and other retirement accounts that you will have. I wanted
Low income, these percentages may not be doable. However, you are paid salary, and especially if you're like middle class or above, these percentages are good to go by. And 50% being your checkings, 30% being your savings, and 20% being your retirement are good to have and will help you determining what money can go where and what you should be spending in each account.
I want to dig a little bit deeper into your accounts. Your main checking account should cover your living expenses. This will be gas, rent, bill, food, etc. Stuff that you will be spending money on a daily basis. Now, an oh shit account, this will cover 6 months of your living just in case you lose your job, and it will be for unexpected expenses. As we know, cars break down or people need to go to the hospital. It's a sad event, but we need to be sure that we have money to cover these unexpected expenses.
Savings account should be for everyday expenses. And a no shit account is for emergencies. Because we all know shit happens.
So your savings account will be for your lifestyle choices, your recurring expenses, and for the saving for the stuff that you want. Your retirement account would be so you can retire early, obviously, and have enough money to support you and a comfortable lifestyle in your older days. Let's
So everybody incurs expenses every now and then. And well, this is what your savings is for. Stuff that reoccurs, like car maintenance, or stuff that you want. And finally, retirement is so that you can retire when you're 40 and just relax.
Let's take a look at some sub-accounts. These are mainly for your checkings and your savings accounts. As you know, 50% goes into your checkings and 20% goes into your savings. Well, where does this money go? To determine this, we must look at the sub-accounts. This would be gas, groceries, eating out, rent, bills, and debt for checkings. And for savings, recurring expenses, car maintenance, things you want, college, and trips. Having these subcategories already at hand will better you at determining and setting up your budget. Start.
Hopefully, you understand what expenses should go in which major account, or at least have an idea of what best fits you. Remember how much money goes into those accounts.
Start setting up the budget. We want to look at the income chart first. This will be on a monthly and weekly basis. It'll show you how much income you made for each week and where that money went towards each account. At the bottom of the chart, you will see how much income went in for the whole month and how much you have for each account at the end of the month. Just like your
Having an Excel sheet that shows what income comes in each week, month, and year is vitally important to being able to analyze where you can spend less in each category.
Just like your income chart, your expense chart will be on a monthly and weekly basis, with your subcategories in each account. You will be able to record week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, and each week you will have each category present and how much you spent in each category. And then at the end it will show you how much you spent for that week, and at the bottom it should show you how much you spent for the month in each category. And in the very right corner you will be able to see how much went towards everything. To find
Make sure you analyze where your money comes from and where you can spend less in certain accounts.
To finalize up this presentation, I want to give you some tips. First, let's always analyze your spending habits. You will want to determine what is best working for you, and if you have enough money going to each account. And if you are spending too much in one account, then you should stop spending in that account if it is doable. I would also recommend using a cash envelope for each account to help with the budgeting, because at first it's going to be hard. Once you get good at not spending that much in each account and maintaining your budget and sticking to your budget, you can use a credit card to help you grow your credit and gain points while at it. Finally, budgeting does take work, and it is a slow process, but it will be worth it in the end.
Finally, I want you to come from this and make sure that you stick to your budget because some days it's going to be really hard and some days you're not going to want to do it. But if you keep through with it, it's going to get easier. Have a good day, y'all. Have you ever wanted to know more about personal finance, investing, becoming financially literate, and just growing yourself overall? Well, ever since I was 12, I've been very passionate about this area, and I've read a lot of books, come up with a lot of ideas, and have some experience to back me up. I want to reveal the importance of these topics and why they matter in today's society. So, I would love to hear from you guys. If you guys could please subscribe to my page, go to abetterinvestment.org, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Also, comment down below if you have any suggestions, if I haven't done a video over a topic that you'd like me to go over, if I need more information on a topic, or just anything. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you.